Sewaddle is the featured Pokemon for the next Community Day in Pokemon Go, and in this video I will be going through all of the details and tips to help you make the most of it. So the event takes place on Saturday, October 5th between 2 PM and 5 PM local time. Sewaddle will be appearing much more frequently and it will have boosted shiny rates of 1 in 25, so definitely the best chance to get the shiny family during this event before the shiny rates go to 1 in 512. The event bonuses will be quarter hatch distance, you'll get 2 times catch candy, 2 times chance for Candy XL when catching Pokemon for trainers level 31+, lures and incense will last for 3 hours excluding daily incense, you'll get 5 snapshot photobomb encounters with Sewaddle, you'll get 1 extra special trade for a maximum of 2 for the day, and all trades made will require 50% less Stardust. You will be able to evolve Sewaddle's evolution Swadloon to get a Leavanny that knows the ghost type fast attack Shadow Claw. This attack has 9 power in trainer battles and 6 power in gyms and raids. I will be going through how good Leavanny is with Shadow Claw later on in the video, so stay tuned for that. And if you can't manage to get out and play between 2 PM and 5 PM on the day to get some shinies, then there is actually another way for you to get boosted shiny rates for Sewaddle after 5 PM. So after the event from 5 PM to 10 PM on the day, there will be 4-star in-person Swadloon raids that upon completion will cause Sewaddle to appear around the host gym for 30 minutes. These Sewaddle will have the same boosted Community Day shiny rates of 1 in 25. Remember that these raids are in-person only, so you can only join them using the free orange raid passes and the premium green battle passes. Remote raid passes will not work for these raids. So this is a great chance for you to get the shiny Sewaddle family if you can't make the 3 hours of Community Day. There will be event-themed field research to catch Sewaddle, rewarding additional Sewaddle encounters, Stardust, Great Balls, and more. And there will also be some Pokestop showcases available throughout the event. And if you want some extra items for Community Day, there are some bundles in the in-game shop. For 1350 Pokecoins, you can get 50 Ultra Balls, 5 Super Incubators, 1 Elite Charge TM, and 5 Lucky Eggs. For 480 Pokecoins, you can get 30 Ultra Balls, 1 Incense, 3 Super Incubators, and 1 Lure Module. There will also be a bundle on the web store for $5, and that'll get you 10 Ultra Balls, 1 Elite Charge TM, and 1 Special Research Story Ticket. This Special Research Ticket will also be available for $1 by itself in the in-game shop, and this generally does get you a couple of premium items like rocket radars and an incense, for example, and it will also get you encounters with the Sewaddle family. So this ticket does enhance the experience a bit, and it is generally worth the $1. And lastly, there will be event-themed stickers that can be obtained by spinning Pokestops, opening gifts, and for purchase in the in-game shop. And with all of these bonuses for the event, how can you make the most of them? Well, it is worth utilizing the quarter hatch distance during this event, because the more hatches you do, the more Stardust and XP you'll get, as well as the candy for the Pokemon you hatch. And if you want to maximize on these resources from hatching eggs, then I recommend collecting a batch of 12-kilometer eggs from Team Go Rocket leaders before the event, and then you can incubate them all when the event starts to hatch them much quicker than normal. And out of all the eggs, the 12-kilometer eggs give you more candy and Stardust. You could then use a lucky egg and a star piece to maximize on these resources when the eggs hatch. I would also recommend trying to play Community Day in an area where there are a lot of Pokestops, because they will generally be lured up on Community Day, because you do get more value out of them with them lasting for 3 hours. So there will be more spawns with Pokemon spawning on these lures, so you will be able to catch more Pokemon and get more Stardust and XP. It's also well worth trying to get excellent throws on as many catches as you can, because with a lucky egg, that'll get you over 2000 XP per catch. And with so many Pokemon spawning, you'll soon rack up the XP. Remember to quick catch as much as you can as well to catch more Pokemon in a given time. Using an incense is also well worth doing on Community Day, not only because it'll last for 3 hours, but it will also help you keep the flow of Pokemon you encounter more consistent, especially if you walk through an area where there are low spawns. This means you'll keep getting consistent XP and Stardust. Also, if you use multiple incense while Community Day is active, you can add an extra 3 hours to your incense per incense used. So it's worth doing this if you know you're going to continue playing after Community Day finishes. And if you have the resources to do so, I would recommend using Origin Palkia's Spatial Rend Adventure effect to increase the encounter radius, so you will be able to interact with and catch more Pokemon in a given area. This could help you to reach Pokemon in areas that you couldn't previously, and it will also allow you to get more XP and Stardust because of this. Outside of this, it's also worth entering Pokestop showcases, because you do get some Stardust and XP just for taking part, and if you manage to win, you can get premium items like star pieces and lucky eggs, which you can use to get more Stardust and XP. But as there are no Stardust and XP bonuses for this event, I would recommend holding on to these items if you got them, to use them during a 3 times Stardust or a 3 times XP event to get the most value out of them. And you could also use them when you're hatching 12-kilometer eggs like I mentioned previously. And there is another way to get a lot of XP during this event and the season as a whole, and that is through friendship. For this season, you will get increased XP when leveling up friendship. For example, normally you get 100k XP for getting to best friends, but this season it'll be 100k 250k, meaning that you'll get 300k XP with a lucky egg. So well worth opening and sending the max amount of gifts you can each day so you can interact with as many friends as possible. For the 2x candy, you can always use pineapple berries to further increase candy gains, and you can mega evolve a Pokemon of the same type as the Pokemon you're catching to increase the amount of candy, Candy XL, and XP you get per catch. And as Sewaddle is a bug and grass type, you can mega evolve Beedrill, Pinsir, Scizor, Heracross, Venusaur, Sceptile, Abomasnow, or you could revert Kyogre or Groudon into their primal forms. So plenty of options for Sewaddle. Also, it's good to note that you will get more candy, Candy XL, and XP by mega evolving a Pokemon that is at the max mega level, so well worth doing so if you can. And there is another way to get more candy and Candy XL that will help you out during this event and the season as a whole, and that is through trading. It's well worth trading because not only do you get an extra special trade and a 50% Stardust discount for trades during this event, but for this season you will also get an extra candy and a guaranteed XL candy for trading. Additionally, if you do trade Pokemon caught far away from each other, you'll get more candy and a higher chance for Candy XL. And if you are going to be maximizing on XP for this event, it's worth noting that there are some requirements when leveling up to levels past 40, and one of them is having 35 platinum medals. So here are some medals that are most worth focusing on during this event in particular. So with Sewaddle being a bug and a grass type, the bug catcher and gardener medals will be good targets. Swadloon raids will be available and they could help you progress your rising star and champion medals. And there are a lot of reasons to trade, including rerolling IVs, getting lucky Pokemon, and the extra candy and Candy XL you get this season. So this is a good time to work on your platinum gentleman and pilot medals. 3-hour lures are a great way for you to get your picnicker platinum medal. It's always a good idea to put down lure modules in highly populated areas on community days when there are more people playing the game. Remember to do your 5 snapshot photobomb encounters of Sewaddle during this event, because this will help you towards getting your platinum cameraman medal. And with all of the Sewaddle candy that you will rack up during this event, it might be worth evolving some to work on your platinum scientist medal. As the field research is always easy to do on community day, it's just catch 3 of the featured Pokemon. It can be very helpful for getting your Pokemon Ranger platinum medal. And generally field research is really worth doing to increase your chances of getting hundos and shundos with the 10-10-10 IV floor. And for preparation for community day, if you do live in an area with few Pokestops, I recommend opening the max amount of gifts that you can from your friends each day leading up to the event. It's also worth noting that item storage upgrades should be a priority for your Pokecoins, especially if you live in an area where there aren't many Pokestops, because you'll be able to store more items and you won't need to refill at Pokestops as often. With that said, what are the 100% IV CP values for Sewaddle that you can look out for on the day? So from research, 100% IV Sewaddle will have the CP value of 418. From the wild, there are many CP values that could indicate 100% IVs, but due to the fact that the max level of Pokemon can be in the wild without a weather boost is 30, this means 100% IV max level non-weather boosted Sewaddle will have the CP value of 837. And if weather boosted, the wild encounters can have a max level of 35, so 100% IV max level weather boosted Sewaddle will have 907 CP in sunny or rainy weather. For the 4-star Swadloon raids, the 100% IVs will be 783 and 979 boosted in rainy or sunny weather. And if you want to know what are the other 100% IVs for Sewaddle in the wild, they can be found on this CP chart. In the left column is the level of the Pokemon, and in the right column is the corresponding 100% IV CP value. And with the fact that the level of the Pokemon in the wild is random, outside of the CP values that I've mentioned specifically, it's not really worth memorizing the list, and instead it's worth doing a 4-star search of your Pokemon in your inventory instead. But how good is Sewaddle's evolution Leavanny, and what are the perfect PvP IVs for it? So when it comes to Go Battle League, for the capped CP leagues like the Great League and the Ultra League, you more often than not want to have a general IV spread of low attack, high defense and high HP. This is because out of the 3 stats, attack, defense and HP, attack increases the CP or the combat power of the Pokemon the most. So if you have a higher attack IV, the CP of the Pokemon will be higher, and if you have a lower attack IV, the CP will be lower. With a lower CP, you will be able to power up your Pokemon more before reaching the Battle League CP cap. This means that the defense and the HP of the Pokemon will be increased higher, and they will potentially be able to stay alive longer and land more attacks. This is the general case for Pokemon that have a max CP that is above the CP cap. If for example though, you have a Pokemon that maxes out at 2470 CP and you want to use it in the Ultra League with a CP cap of 2500, you would want 15 15 15 IVs, so it could have a CP as close to the CP cap as it can possibly get. Additionally, in the Master League there is no CP cap, so the 100% IV or the 15 15 15 IV is the target. So in Go Battle League, in the Great League, Leavanny is ranked 410 with 0 13 14 IVs. It's ranked 357 in the Ultra League with 0 12 14 IVs, and it's ranked 378 in the Master League. So overall, it's not really much of a Go Battle League Pokemon, and when it gets access to Shadow Claw, it will see some play with it being able to counter meta Pokemon like Shadow for Alligator, but it won't be a meta Pokemon, so not much of a priority to invest in, but it might be fun to play. And as a raid attacker, it is the 28th best bug type attacker and the 49th best grass type attacker, so not much of a raid attacker either. If you enjoyed this video, then I recommend checking out these videos on the screen now, and I'll catch you in the next one.